What's going on, everybody? This is Gene at Buck What You Heard. Just thought I'd jump in for a little bit and talk about this game that your Tampa Bay Buccaneers won. And I tell you what, I did not. I'm gonna be honest. I did not expect the Bucs to do what they did, the way they held up. There have been so many times historically that we've seen where Tampa has just not um, come in and close the deal when they really needed to. So this right here was super exciting for me, just watching this and seeing this game and just everything that happened. I'm like super hyped about it. And this is one of those times where normally I would be the guy that's like, well, who knows. But what Tampa went in and did, they took care of business. And I'm early. Yeah, there you go, Mr. Everything Bucks, my man from day one. This is Mr. Everything Bucks is a day one. When I started doing this back in the day, this was one of the guys that, I may have had like one or two people that were like following me at the time, but he was one of the originals, man. And I'm super hyped to be here. And we've been through so much as Bucks fans to see where we are right now is exciting. CJ Brewer, there you go. Buccateers on, I'm hoping we get some Buccateers on here or somebody on here else to talk about it. I don't want to keep all this energy to myself, but this was a really good game from the beginning to the end. Tampa did what they needed to do, and I really feel like we're just scratching the surface with this Liam Cohen offense. I think there's so much more that remains to be seen with it, and I'm so optimistic about what this could turn into. So, yeah, this was a really good game, and I kind of want to get you guys' highlights. I mean, of course, I'm drinking Cigar City Highlight, the official beer of the Buccateers and Buck What You Heard. And I'm gonna do the for me early on. I'll go back and watch the game again here in a little bit, but I'll give my highlights. And one of the guys that really stuck out to me in this game, and CJ, of course, CJ Brewer, which I'm going to get to him momentarily, but Servassier Dennis was somebody that a lot of people, you didn't really mention the name, you didn't hear the name a whole lot in the offseason. Because of injuries last year, we really didn't get a full picture of what he was capable of doing. But I love what we've seen from Servassier Dennis. And this, you know, this kind of leads me to another part of this, just how optimistic I am. We do have to talk about the Vita injury. I don't know where we are. This looked like a very severe injury. Not sure, not sure how bad the injury will be, but it does look. Yeah, I mean, it would look devastating when it happened. Um, it's just one of those things where next man up, and Detroit is a legit team. I don't want anybody to say Detroit's a bunch of scrubs or this is the Detroit of old. No, this Detroit team is legit. And the way they kept coming back, and this again shows the resiliency of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Just what we saw from this offense and defense, and they may have bent a little bit, but they didn't break, and they there were opportunities to do more, but they just, they held in there. And at the end of the game, this is where I was freaking out. I was just like nervous, I was concerned. End of the game, I was like, man, what's going to happen here? And Tampa came through. There was a fake punt, and basically, they wasted an opportunity with a fake punt, and they didn't get any points out of it. So again, this was a really good game. I'm going to get to of course, the Buccateers and CJ Brewer, who we've actually gotten to interview and talk to prior to the season. It's just good to see him contributing to this team. But kind of getting back to what I was talking about when I talk, here's Cigar City, here's to you guys. Highlight and my highlights. I'm going to start with Servassier Dennis, as I mentioned. Some of the plays that he made where you saw him around the ball, but there were plays that he made away from the ball. And I really feel like his contribution really helped this Buccaneers team to solidify this win. Another person is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield making plays with his legs. The guy was a savage. He was just went out there and there was a design run play for a touchdown that nobody saw coming. You can't tell me that you saw Baker Mayfield and running for, getting a rushing touchdown. The one thing that kind of stuck out to me, there was a statistic, and I got to research this because it's really weird. Baker only has 8 rushing touchdowns in his career. And it feels like there's more, but again, I don't know. So this is one of those things where Baker Mayfield definitely one of those guys that you have to give a game ball to as well. Huge highlights just from him. When I look back at that interception, I can't really blame that on Baker. I think there was a miscommunication on that route. You had too many people in the same area, and there wasn't enough separation, which allowed the defense to be able to make a play on the ball. But I believe had that route been run correctly, I don't think Baker Mayfield gets that interception. This is not a ill thought out plan to throw that interception. I just feel like if the wide receivers were on the same page, I don't believe that you would have had an interception in that instance. MK, and then go Bucks. The game changed after he went out. And the guys, shout out to you got to tip your hat to the defensive linemen that came in and played and they executed when Vita Vea went down and just how all that went. So huge shout out to them. I'm super excited about what these guys are getting playing time. Gotta get that beer. Damn, that beer is good. Anyway, kind of getting back to what I was talking about. You got guys out here getting the opportunity. Zion McCollum, Christian Izien, guys out here making plays. And what they were able to do was just it was incredible. I watched the game last week against the Rams, and I really felt like Detroit was the favorite, and just what Detroit could have potentially done to Tampa. But they came in and played. I do have to give a shout out to Detroit in that that defensive line that they have getting um 5 sacks. Jesus, that's just crazy. So again, you gonna have to make adjustments. There are gonna have to be some changes made after this game because that's unacceptable. We can't. You got to keep Baker Mayfield upright, and he took a couple of hits that had me kind of concerned. But you it's kind of live and you learn. You just kind of let it go. And Zion McCollum needs to be. You know what? I would not have a problem with that. Another guy that deserves all the praise. Every fan that was excited about Jordan Whitehead coming to Tampa, congratulations, because here he is doing his thing. This game was incredible. And his game was incredible. And I am so happy that we were able to get out and see him play. And he did not disappoint at all. Christopher Cole, like I said, gritty, not pretty. And again, these are the games you got to win. And how many times? I mean, I'm sure Bucks fans have PTSD. How many times have there been these gritty games that the Bucks could have won, that the Bucks just had to play their assignments, do what they needed to do, and that you got to win there, you got to dub. So to me, this game all around was super exciting, and I'm really happy with the results here. Lucky Lucy, Mayfield, you are not wrong there. Um, let's see. Everyone said the Lions was winning this game. Yeah, Zion McCollum is the starter. Yes, okay. And again, he played lights out. Just a lot of players that JTS had some nice plays. The refs looked like the refs let the Lions kind of play. Yeah, let the Bucks play too. I saw holds on both sides, and that's the this was a really good referee staff that they had out there because they called them here and there, but for the most part, it was a pretty clean game compared to what we've seen in past days or past times. So, really excited about that. But I wanted to come on and hopefully let's see if I can. There's anybody from the Buccateers coming on here. I was hoping there was. J Lo. Okay, so hopefully I can get J Lo on here in a minute, real quick. So, hey, Adam Davies from across the pond. What's going on, my friend? What were your thoughts on the game, buddy? Just watching that game, and it's late. What time is it there? Probably about like 2 or 3 in the morning. Yeah, just hit me up in the chat, or if you got time, I'll send you the link and you could jump on. 115 guys coming to Rage. Wow. So we've got an invasion from across the pond next week when the Bucks play the Denver Broncos. Shout out to the UK Bucks. Hopefully, you know what? If we can get some of the UK Bucks over, on, maybe we can do something on Thursday and kind of get their thoughts on the game, getting to come over to the UK and, kind of chop it up then. And Mr. Everything Bucks, the Houston game from last year, that's a great point right there. So yeah, definitely a plus game there. So give me a second here. I didn't want to stay on long, but I was just so excited about the game and just how the game ended up, and definitely want to get some other people's perspective on it. So the Buccateers, yeah, okay, there we go. And I want to get everybody's opinion on Liam Cohen. What do you think? What are your thoughts on Liam Cohen and how he's calling plays this season? I know he's just kind of just getting started. I've been very excited about what he's doing and how he's calling the game and getting players involved. I mean, Chris Godwin looks like the Chris Godwin that we are used to seeing before the New Orleans Saints assaulted him and put him out of commission. But I think he's back to where he was, and I like how Liam Cohen is using him. Um, Mike Evans was very productive in the game. Has anybody heard if I know that there were some questions about Rashad White, and I know that he may have been. I don't know if he's injured or what happened, but he was kind of out of the game, and he wasn't in that rotation like we're used to seeing. So hopefully the Bucks can get him back and have him healthy for this game against the Denver Donkeys here. Okay, hell of a game. We are hanging with the team that many people have making the Super Bowl. So again, this is just good quality football. And this was a good measuring stick as to where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are. I think by week 6, you get a really clear picture of what your team looks like. The first 2 or 3 weeks are kind of like you overreact one way or the other, but it's going to be good to really get to see this team this game against Denver and then the game against the Atlanta Falcons will be two very telling games that I'm really looking forward to as well. So we we're getting ideas, players that we're used to seeing, players that you're expecting to make some key plays. It's really good to get to see some of your other guys that can come in and back them up out here getting quality playing time and doing their thing. So definitely a plus in that category. But outside of that, I mean, I thought this was a really good game, and not taking anything away from the Detroit Lions and what they were doing. I thought Jared Goff played a really good game as well, and I felt like this is one of those times where Jared Goff always seems to get the best of the Bucks at times, and this is one of those times where we were able to keep him at bay and get just enough pressure on him to where there were times where he was throwing the ball. He threw some interceptions, and he really he didn't have as clean a pocket as we saw last week. So uh, definitely, props to the defense and what they were able to do. So bear with me 1 second here. I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if he wants to jump on. But again, I'm not gonna stay on too long. I just wanted to kind of um, give some shout outs to some players, and the team and the fan base was incredible. Just in Twitter, watching, going back and forth on Twitter with the game was a lot of fun as well. Let's see. But yeah. So I think that was pretty much it. I really didn't have a whole lot. I just wanted to kind of jump on and talk about the game and see if I could get some people's thoughts here. It looks like Tuesday the Buccateers will be back, and then Thursday, Buck What You Heard will be back at its regular time, 7 p.m. Eastern. I think the Buccateers were looking at 6:05 Eastern for the Buccateers, I believe. But yeah, we'll go a little bit more in depth. This will give me a chance to look at the film. But I did want to just kind of come on here, and because I was excited, it was a great game, a game a lot of people weren't expecting the Bucks to win, but you know, Bucks pulled it out. So looks like it's pretty much all I had for today. Definitely I'll get back into the game a little bit more, look more at the stats and pro football focus, and have a little bit more to talk about when we get ready to do this on Tuesday. But anyway, that's pretty much it for me. And everybody have a great evening. Enjoy this game. Victory Monday is tomorrow. Wear your Buck stuff with pride. Peace out.